Greetings on this Wednesday, the day of Mercury, and the plants I'm going to do is a plant of Mars, and it is white Bryonia or Bryonia alba, and here it is. And I'm going to read an extract from Culpepers Complete Herbal and English Physician Enlarged, and I will translate it in the description section. Bryonia or wild vine. It is called wild and wood vine, tamus or lady seal. The white is called white vine by some, and the black vine. Description. The common white Bryonia grows ramping upon the hedges, sending forth many long, rough and tender branches at the beginning, with many rough and broad leaves thereon. Cut for the most part into 5 portions, in a form very like a vine leaf, but smaller, rough and of whitish hoary green colour, spreading very far and twining with small claspers that come forth at the joints with the leaves. Very far on whatsoever stands next to it. At several joints it also, especially towards the top, together on a long tuft consisting of 5 small leaves apiece, laid another with more than a cluster of grapes, green at first and very red, although thorough ripe, of no good scent, but of a good loathsome taste, provokes vomit. The root grows to be exceedingly white colour on the outside, and more white within, with a sharp, bitter, loathsome taste. Place. It grows on banks, under hedges. Through this land the roots lie very deep. They are furious martial plants. The root of Bryonia purges the belly with great violence, troubling the stomach and burning the liver, and therefore not rashly to be taken, but being corrected is very profitable for diseases of the head, as falling sickness, giddiness, and swimmings, by drawing away much phlegm and rheumatic humours that oppress the head, and also the joints and sinews. It is therefore good for palsies, convulsions, cramps, stitches in the side, the dropsy, and provoking urine. It cleanses the reins and kidneys from gravel and stone, by opening the obstructions of the spleen, and consume the hardness and swelling thereof. The decoction of the root in wine, drank once a week at going to bed, cleanses the mother and helps the rising thereof, expels the dead child. A dram of the root in powder, taken in roots and honey, doth mightily cleanse the chest of rotten phlegm, and wonderfully help the old strong cough, that those troubled with shortness of breath, and is good for them that are bruised inwardly, to help expel the clotted or congealed blood. The leaves, fruit and root do cleanse the filthy sores, and are good against all fretting and running cankers, gangrenes and tetters. Therefore the root cleanses the skin wonderfully from all black and blue spots, freckles, morphew, leprosy, foul scars, or other deformity whatsoever. And all running scabs and manginess are healed by the powder of the dried root, the juice thereof, but especially of the fine white hardened juice. The distilled water of the root works the same, effects but more weakly. The root bruised and applied of itself to splinters and thorns in the flesh, and being applied with little wine therewith, it breaks boils and helps whitlows on the joints. For all these later, beginning at sores, cancers, apply outwardly and mixing it with a little hog's grease and other convenient ointment. For the former diseases, where it must be taken inwardly, it purges very violently, and needs an able hand to correct it. Most country people have. So there we have it. It's using language that we're not used to these days. So I'll either do a video or I will write up what all of that means, or I'll do both. Bye. Hiya. I just thought I'd translate some of the terms in the video that I did on Bryonia. So purge means to rid the body of an unwanted property, and often it relates to a laxative effect and causing frequent evacuation. And if it's a violent purge, it means, you know, you could be vomiting or shitting, and it's really uncomfortable generally. Falling sickness in old medicine refers to epilepsy. Swimmings was a word that I couldn't find a direct translation, but I think it relates to a feeling of floating in the head, a trance-like feeling or dizziness. Rheumatic humours refers to symptoms in the connective tissues in the joints. The sinews refer to the tough fibrous tissue in the body. Palsies refer to conditions of muscle control. So it could be like spasming of the muscles and they get stuck, or lax muscles. Dropsy is the old-fashioned term for fluid retention, which is called edema today. The reins refers to the kidney or loin area or lower back, and the condition lumbago refers to pain in the lower back. An electuary is a medical preparation mixed with honey. Morphew is a blemish, a blister. Usually it was caused by scurvy. And tetanus is a pustular skin condition with vesicles that could be like eczema or ringworm or itching. And ague were the symptoms of malaria, and barrel fever, it was the name for alcoholism. And my friend has just given me some poppy seeds.